me. Oh, tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh. They say the early bird gon' get the worm. Feel like I'm stuck in line, waiting my turn. All of the L's I took, or lessons I learned. Success, it gotta be earned. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh. Tell me why they. Find me in the middle of the map, right in the center. I'm a saint right now, but we all born sinners. Take a couple L's if you wanna be a winner. When I think about the beat, it's synonymous with dinner. I've been eating too long, still starving. Sowing seed like I got my own garden. And I'm talking to the king while I'm flipping through James, making sure my cardiac don't harden. Mind your manners, Midwest flow, country grammar, out the slammer, way too free. And I rep my set, young OG, loves my drug and IOD. Prize my heel, my Achilles. Yeah, I mean that it come before the fall. Grace deserving all. My son had me there, Yahweh took it all. I spit the truth in the booth, shaking lies all for ya. My God, covered in the blood, you would think that I was fangs on Dracula. My God, flip it all around, you would think he had your life on spatula. All ops will get massacred on the day that he comes right back for us. They say the early bird gon' get the worm. Feel like I'm stuck in line, waiting my turn. All of the L's I took, or lessons I learned. Success, it gotta be earned. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh. Tell me why they sleeping on me. Hey yo, Jay. Hey yo, Jay.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, man, we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. What is going on, Mafia? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for spending your precious time here on this Tuesday night with the Mafia and your boy Frankie Candles to try to figure out what the heck this thing Bitcoin is going to do next, as we have come down to some very, very key support. And right now we're holding it, so we're going to be taking it. We do have some interesting stuff to look at on the charts today, guys. We got some bullish stuff. We got some bearish stuff. I want to talk about what I'm expecting to come up in the near future, moving into the rest of this week. Are we going to see a pump? Are we finally going to get a break of those all-time highs? Or are we going to come back down to the bottom of that local range, sitting at about $64,300? We're going to be looking into all that on tonight's live stream, and hopefully by the time you leave, you will have an idea of where this thing is going next. And shout out to Golden for starting off the live stream with a nice... Oh, man, my sound effects aren't coming through the speakers. Dang it. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for gifting those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. And just starting off the live stream with an unbelievable amount of generosity here. Shout out to Golden. You're the absolute goat, bro. Shout out to all the goats out there. Yeah, shout out to the goats. Let's go. Hopefully that was a goat sound effect. I don't know if it was or not. But yeah, shout out to Golden, guys. Throw that golden emoji in the chat if you just got a green name, and show the man who just gave you that membership a little bit of love. Unbelievable, Golden. I can't believe. How did we wind up with you, Golden? How are we lucky enough to get you in our community, bro? It's unbelievable. But guys, we got a lot to look at on the chart. So shout out to Crypto Chef. What is going on? We got the other TJ in chat. Jessica, our female CandleMafia representative in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, Jessica. Good to see you as always. We got Mine in the chat. Mine. Shout out to Mine. What is going on? We got Ashley in the chat here repping the female CandleMafia along with Jessica. We got Crypto Naughty, Nick Dunn. What is going on? We got 2K, Hodl Crypto, JP No Morgan. I was going to say JP Morgan in the chat. Interesting. JP No Morgan in the chat. We got Crypto Anon in the chat. We got Crypto Billy, D Petty Crypto, Captain Kirk, Chemistry Bro, Tyler Durden, Rob the Crypto Snob. You guys know the mods. And the unofficial mods, Dave Digital, shout out to you, brother. As Dave here, we can't start the show without Dave here. But anyway, drop some love in the chat for the Mafia mods as they make this show possible. So shout out to them and everything they do. Drop them some love. And without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump. Oh, there's Dave. Dave Digital popping up in chat. Now we can start the show. Dave, we were going to wait for you, brother. Shout out to Dave. Thank you for tuning in, bro. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and try to figure out what the heck this thing's going to do next. So here we are, guys. And if you remember from last night's live stream, you will know that we were looking at some pretty specific things on the chart. Let me actually get rid of this volume profile really quickly. I will re-pull this in just a minute. But as you guys know, we have been looking at some very key levels on Bitcoin, and one of those key levels we were looking at yesterday was this weekly / golden pocket sitting right here between about, let me go ahead and readjust this box to get it nice and accurate, or accurate, as some people like to say. Yeah, this zone is sitting between the golden pocket, $69,340 and $68,863. This is the golden pocket with that weekly level sitting right in the middle of it. And as you guys know, shout out to Henry Pierce. Hey, bro, shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Frankie's got the sauce. Shout out to Henry. And I might have the sauce, guys, but I will tell you, Tony D has got the pizza. Tony D has replicated legitimate New York pizza. I don't know how he did it. He makes the dough from scratch, but he figured out how to make New York pizza in the ATL, and it is an absolute godsend. He actually got a raise just for that, because now I can get New York pizza whenever I want, and I'm going to fly all the way back to New York. That was getting very tiring. Tony D can tell you that. Going back and forth twice a week for pizza is very, very difficult when you live like 800 miles away. But anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. But for real, shout out to Tony D for figuring out how to make that pizza. That I am not joking about. But as we take a look at Bitcoin here, guys, as you know, this was our next key level of support that we were looking at. And to be quite honest, guys, this is kind of the line in the sand of where I am looking for lower prices, or where I will anticipate the higher prices. Because once we lose this weekly, if we go ahead and we pull this volume profile really quick here, you can see, right, we are kind of dancing around with our volume profile. We are, back within our range here. Now, depending on where you pull this from, you will get different levels. But this is kind of that general. I guess we could actually pull this a little bit further. I believe we've been looking at this from back here. But you can see, right, we are still within our value area. We came from the low. Right? Bada boom. We came from the low. We flipped the low to support. We came up to the POC. We went from the POC through that weekly golden pocket right up to the value area high. And this is the moment, guys. If we are able to hold this level as support decisively, and we do not break down back below this, this is, kind of where I would expect to get some kind of a bounce, right? Now, again, this is, with the caveat of if we lose this level, we are likely to see lower prices, because we're kind of in a sticky situation here, because number one, we are obviously within our volume profile. And when you come up to a value area high and you get a rejection, typically this is the deviation of that range is where you want to look for your short positions to ride price back into the range and then take it back down to the POC and the value area low. This is typical volume profile trading, and this is typically what we see happen. However, with this weekly level here, if we're able to hold above this, guys, I will potentially be looking for a push above these highs to crack the all-time high and come get sucked up towards this liquidity that we have sitting up here between about 74 and 75.5. So this is, and we took a look at the heat map yesterday. If you guys remember, let me go ahead and see. Let me pull up my face cam real quick so I can pull up another browser window here. Bear with me. We're going to pull up those. We will go ahead and pull up the high block capital, take a look at those heat maps. And I want to take a look at where all that liquidity is sitting. So let me see if I can go ahead and pull up those heat maps. Bada boom, bada bing. Are we logged in here? Are we logged in? Are we live? Are we live? It's unclear. Liquidation heat maps. And it just brings me back. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here we are. And I just want to kind of point out that liquidity sitting in the market. We're going to come down to the 3-month time frame. We're going to run it. Shout out to Huddle Crypto and Alex saying bing bong. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, Curtis Neal says, New York water sounds disgusting. No offense. I live on the island in the middle of the ocean. Shout out to Curtis Neal. It is weird. Yeah, it's like they say water is what makes the pizza and the bagels good in New York, but you wouldn't think that, like, New York City water would be the water you would want to use for that. But I don't think the water is coming from, like, the Hudson. I think it's coming from maybe somewhere upstate, probably. But anyway, Tony D could probably answer that question for real. But anyway, let's go. I have the same exact thought, Curtis. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, why is the pizza so good if the water is, like, kind of dirty? Anyway, but if we take a look here at these liquidation levels, guys, obviously we do have this hot spot of liquidity sitting above these swing highs. Now, again, what do we know about liquidity? This acts as a magnet for price. We talk about this all the time, and I kind of use that analogy of the guy walking around on the beach in New York, right? That tanned Guido with his hair spiked, selling ice cream on the beaches of New York, right? Where is he going to go? He needs the people on the beach to transact that ice cream, right? You need to sell the ice cream to somebody. So he's not going to be walking around an empty beach. He's probably going to be attracted towards where the crowded parts of the beach are. And this is how I like to think of liquidity. The liquidity are the people on the beach, and Bitcoin is the guy selling the ice cream. So if there's a lot of people on the beach sitting over here, chances are the guy selling ice cream, aka Bitcoin, is going to get attracted to these levels because this is what we're getting attracted to, right? We're looking to fill those orders and have price come up in there and come grab that liquidity. So for that reason, liquidity oftentimes acts as a magnet, and this is why, as long as we can hold above that weekly level, I will potentially be looking for a break of that value area high and a move up above to new all-time highs, right, between $74,000 and $75,000. But again, it is an if this then that statement because, who knows what happens overnight. Maybe we wind up bing-bonging around. Once we start losing this weekly, very likely to get a move to that point of control. Why is this, right? Well, number one, just based off the laws of the volume profile. You're below the high, right? You get a move below the value area high, and then you're looking for a move down to the POC, right? Once you lose the value area high and you get accepted back into the range, the next likely place for price to go is going to be the POC. So if we weren't even looking at these levels here, right, we would simply be looking at this as, hey, we came up, right? We tapped the value area high. We deviated. We got accepted back in. Chances are price is going to go back down to that POC. And this may be able to happen, but we understand that we have this high time frame support level that, if turned into support, could eventually give us the break out of this range in assistance of getting sucked up towards that magnet, which are those liquidation levels that we just looked at right here. And again, this is coming in between about $74,000 and about $75,000. I have been kind of talking about... Thank you. I don't know who it is. Somebody's calling me to tell me I'm not sharing my screen, and it is Tony D. Thank you very much. All I needed was the vibration in my pocket to make me realize I was not showing my screen. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Anyway, shout out to Tony D. Unbelievable. Let me go ahead and actually show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm not lying, guys. The liquidity is sitting there. Sorry about that, guys. Where's the chart at? Shout out to Dreamer. Nice, bro. Nice. Shout out to the Godfather. But here we go, right? This liquidity is sitting up here between $74,000 and $75,000. We actually do have some lingering liquidations sitting even higher than that. But really that focus, that concentration of liquidations is sitting between $74,000 and $75,000. Now, let me know in the chat, guys. I'm relying on the mods and maybe Tony to keep an eye on what people say. If you guys want a walkthrough of high block capital and how to use these liquidation charts to actually trade, which we do all the time here, what just happened? If you guys want to see a tutorial video on high block capital, let me know. We'll shoot that. I just filmed a really fire tutorial on one of the most simple and easy beginner-friendly trading strategies that I've ever found. Some of this strategy we have talked about on the live stream, but I just made a tutorial video on actually how to use this and how I actually use the strategy on Friday to enter a fire long position that I am still holding at the moment. So keep an eye out for that. Tomorrow, I believe we're dropping that video. So keep an eye out for that. If you use Market Cypher and you like simple beginner-friendly trading strategies, watch out for that video to drop. But this is that liquidity that I was showing you while I was hiding my screen, between $74,000 and $75,000. And again, the other thing I explained while I wasn't showing my screen was if we deleted this golden pocket and that weekly level, in the grand scheme of things, right, what are we looking at, right? You have this value area. You go from the low to the POC to the high. Deviate from the high. This is where you look for shorts, and then you look to get accepted back into the range, and then you look to go to the POC, the value area low, and then you deviate again. This is where you look for longs. You look to get accepted back into the range, go to the POC. You didn't go all the way to the value area high this time, which we actually avoided holding this to the value area high because of money flow, but this is not a money flow video right now. And then simply what happens, right? You go to your POC, you deviate from the low again. This is where you're looking for longs once again in anticipation of flipping that level to support, coming to your POC, and then back up to your value area high. Then what happens up here? You deviate slightly, right, as you're interacting with this resistance or deviating above the range is where you'd be looking for shorts. And just based off the volume profiles, at this point, basically what you'd be looking for is a move, right, where if you're looking at just the volume profile, where's the next likely place for price to go right now, right? You get from the low to the POC to the high. You reject the high. You're looking to most likely go to the POC and the value area low. But we understand and we know that we do have this golden pocket weekly level. And if we're able to hold this as support, we may be able to get a break above that value area high, flip it to support, and then get attracted to that already magnetic chunk of liquidations sitting above the previous all-time highs. And that would likely give us new all-time highs, right? If we come up to that $74,000, $75,000 level. Now, obviously, we took a look at the major levels of resistance above on yesterday's live stream. I don't know Can somebody check on TradingView? Is TradingView okay? I forget who I was talking to. Someone else was telling me they have major trouble with TradingView right now. Is everything okay at TradingView? I don't know what is going on. I've used TradingView like since I was a kid, basically, and I've never seen it this glitchy. I do not know what's going on. I know it's not my computer, especially because I know other people are dealing with this right now. But this is not looking. I don't know what is going on with TradingView, but I can't even open up my object tree. Very frustrating, but. That's basically what we're looking at, guys. If we lose this this weekly, like very simple target, and what I was about to get into was, once we lose this weekly and we come back down to the POC, if that is going to happen, once we lose that weekly, we could get a quick move down to the POC. Not only based off the laws of the volume profile that I just went over, but also based off of what we were looking at on yesterday's live stream, which was simply that we have a pretty legitimate volume gap just below us right now, right? Because oftentimes when you get those quick moves to the upside, we'll get a quick move to the downside, right? So we get back down here, we break below that weekly level. What is below us right now? Absolutely nothing, right? We don't even have little spikes in volume down here, right? We literally just have a gigantic goose egg. All the way down to this next high volume node, which is right on this POC, sitting at $67,000, right? 67.2 to be exact. So, this could be a high likelihood place to look for a bounce. But again, at that point, right, you're probably going to be expecting a return back down to the value area low, unless we have some beautiful confluence here, which I do not see at the moment. But this is what we're looking at, right? Like, this is our local price action. You lose the weekly, likely going to get a quick move down to 67.2, and then you lose that POC, you're likely to get a move down down towards the value area low, sitting at $64,470. So there you go, right? This is basically, I am still holding my long, excuse me. I am still holding my long from down here. I will bring it up in just a second. So I am still holding this up about $3,700, I think, or 34, 37. We'll see in a sec. But I'm going to be holding this until we really start to decisively lose that weekly. Once we start decisively losing this weekly, I will probably close that position, take my profit, and then move down to the next level, assess the situation, and look to see if there is a fresh long to enter. But other than that, guys, really what I am, hopefully Bitcoin doesn't get boring again, right? Because for the most part, right, we got a pretty big drop, and now we got another pretty decent rise. But what are we doing in the grand scheme of things? We are simply just ranging, right, between these lows down here at 61 and the highs up here at 74K. So hopefully we don't just wind up, just ranging again forever. But that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin right now, right? Simply put, right? Let's pull up Market Cipher B and take a look at what Market Cipher is saying, right? So we are looking for a potential. Now, this is kind of the good sign, right? This is the bullish scenario or the bullish case, right? As you guys know, we were looking, right? I ended my super like bullish sentiment, right? We say this almost every day on the live stream. All throughout this rise to the upside, it was long the dip, look for the new high. 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 Even here, it was long the dip, look for a new high, even though it was just a slightly higher high. So we changed that sentiment once we put in this 4-hour bearish divergence because we had money flow coming to the downside, right? So we had higher highs on our price. We had lower highs on our momentum waves, and we had the money flow coming to the downside. So this is where I was saying, hey, guys, might not want to long this dip and wait for new highs. You could still long the dip, right? But you have to understand that bounce that you get once you get another green dot is likely to be lackluster to put in a new low and a lower high to continue the downtrend because money flow indicates the longer-term trend. When you have money flow coming out, the downtrend is likely to continue. And with that being said, what are we having happen here? We have now seen money flow cross into the red. We got the sustained downtrend as money flow came out. Money flow crossed into the red. We dipped below the volume profile. And now, as we consolidated here a little bit, we see money flow coming right back to the upside. And this VWAP is also rolling back up. So with that being said, this is why, right? This is one of the reasons why I am saying if we hold this weekly, we are likely to see a trend back to this all-time high, right? Or new all-time highs because of what money flow is doing. Money flow gives me, oftentimes money flow is that thing, that temperature check that I take when looking for a sustained uptrend or a sustained downtrend. And just like we called I don't want to say we called. I hate when people say, I called. I hate that. Sometimes it just comes out of my mouth. But just like we were expecting a downtrend here, right? When someone says, oh, I called this, it makes it seem like they were for sure definite it was going to happen. That is never the case on this channel because we actually understand how this price moves, how this asset moves, and there is no way to know 100% what is going to happen, right? So what I like to say is what we expected to happen, right? We didn't know it was going to happen, but we expected this to happen. And sometimes what we expect doesn't happen, right? And that's just the reality of trading. But as we expected that bearish divergence to give us that sustained downtrend, as money flow came out, we could potentially, and with that, right, you expect the bounces to be lackluster to put in lower highs and continue the downtrend. Lackluster bounce, lower high, new low. Lackluster bounce, lower high, new low, right? And now, in the opposite direction, what would we be expecting, right? We got the money flow coming up. We got a sustained uptrend, right? Higher low, potential higher low, right? And then if that money flow crosses over into the green, this VWAP comes up and gives us a green dot, it is going to be likely, in my opinion, to potentially come up and break above this value area high. And then at that point, you're getting very, very close to that liquidity, which again is acting as a magnet for Bitcoin's price. So that's what I'm doing, right? I'm still holding my longs from lower. Hopefully, I can cash out a little bit extra on that. I don't have any short positions open, right? So I'm not shorting Bitcoin at the moment. I am still short on Solana, which may wind up being I can't even pull anything up because TradingView is just completely broken. Are they messing with me right now? Somebody call TradingView. TradingView, are you okay? TradingView, call me. Are you okay? What is going on? Tell me how to fix this. I cleared my cache. I'm just restarting TradingView real quick, guys. Bear with me. Okay, let me restart it. Hopefully this fixes the problem. Is it something I'm doing? Is it user error? Potentially. But anyway, let's go ahead and pull it back up here. So if we go ahead and take a look at Solana, I mean, we'll cover this when we look at the altcoins. This one is probably at break even or maybe a little bit in the red here. But I am short Solana. I may even got stopped out potentially. But I am still holding a short on Solana, at least I think. I got to check on the actual position. If not, I got stopped out. But just to be fully transparent, I'm not holding any Bitcoin shorts. Technically, I do have a short open. But anyway, let's continue on here. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin for the most part, guys. Like nothing has really changed, except for this money flow crossover into the green. And if we get that crossover, it could eventually, looking back in hindsight, that could be the thing that we look back to saying, hey, remember that 4-hour money flow crossover we were looking at? That was the thing that could have given us that. This could potentially give us the power to pump up to that $74,000 to $75,000 level to come clear out these liquidations above the previous all-time high. And again, clear invalidation here, right? That's why I love this, because once you lose that weekly, now it's much more likely to come down. And that's why we love the volume profiles. It gives you a beautiful roadmap of where price is likely to go next. It's so funny. It's like sometimes I get confused. Like if you're looking at price and you're a little bit confused, like, I don't know, it's kind of mixed signals. Most of the time, if you could find a range or some kind of like volume profile to pull, even if you're not in the volume profile, if you could find one below or above, it gives you nice context. And it's like, okay, we're probably on our way to that next volume profile, because right now we're not in a range. We're not in a value area really. And it's just one of the amazing things about the volume profiles. And in this case, it's like, hey, would we be expecting the POC? Certainly. But if we lose this weekly, because again, with money flow in the weekly, this is where like TA is very TA is not difficult, but TA, there's a lot to it, right? It's not as easy. I think everybody always looks for that one thing. And I will say this, although the volume profile is right like 90% of the time, it's not right 100% of the time. But the more nuance you can get with your TA, you can actually figure out when it's less likely to get a return back to your value area low, right? Because typically we look for shorts at the highs, look to go back down to the low. Longs at the low, look to go back to the high. But there's going to be times where like you're not going to wind up ranging forever. You're going to break out of that level eventually, right? You're going to break out of that range at some point. And I remember somebody asked me recently, Frankie, how do you know if you're going to break out of the range or if you should just be looking for the shorts? This is the answer, right? There's not one answer where it's like, oh, easy. When you approach the value area high, if you see this happen, then you're definitely going to break out. It's not that easy. It will never be that easy, right? But when you do other TA, right, when you're looking at money flow, you might say to yourself, well, hey, this is a key high time frame level. If we hold this as support, in my opinion, it would be likely to maybe not even go back to the value area low, right? It might be more likely to hold this as support and then get a breakout to the upside. So this is one way you could kind of figure that out. And you might say to yourself, well, what if the money flow fakes out? Because this is something we can't predict. If the money flow fakes out, likely you'll lose you lose this weekly, and at that point, now you're saying to yourself, well, now the value area is probably likely to play out. I know that might be a little confusing, but it's the truth. This is how you do it, right? I wish it was just like one signal, like, oh, we're approaching resistance, this thing happened, and now we know where we're going. It's just not that simple, but by using money flow, like this is a good, like for example, right, if we were approaching a value area high, right, and your 4-hour money flow was crossing into the red, that's probably not going to be a great chance of breaking out, right? It's probably a very high chance that you're going to catch resistance here and then go back down to the low. But that's not what we have. We have money flow about to cross over into the green, which is why I'm open to looking for the higher prices. And again, clear invalidation. You lose that weekly, then you would just treat this volume profile as you typically would, looking for the POC in the low. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to keep it nice and simple here on Bitcoin. It's one of those days where it could go up, it could go down, but that's what we're looking at, right? Now, taking a look at some of the higher time frames, obviously we did confirm that daily green dot. This happened a while ago, but that, was very likely. This was something we were looking at on the live stream on Friday, I believe, saying, hey, once we print that green dot on the daily, that's likely going to be the best chance we have to get a significant move back up to this value area high and potentially up to these short liquidations. Now, VWAP is starting to roll over here, but our money flow looks pretty healthy on the daily, to be quite honest with you. And then obviously our 3-day green dot is looking to print. Our 2-day green dot is currently printing. This could also give us the power to get a move up into these levels. And again, depending on what happens on the lower time frames, right? The 10-hour, the 8-hour, the 12-hour, and the 16-hour all have red dots or are looking to print red dots. So it's kind of, but look at money flow, right? Like money flow very rarely lies. Money flow almost never lies. So the money flow is coming up. But that's what I'm looking at, right? I don't want to overcomplicate things and, give you guys a million things to watch. Because for me, the plan is simple. Right? I'm holding the longs. If we lose the weekly, that is bearish. If we hold the weekly and we get that money flow crossover to sustain on the 4-hour, I'm looking higher. That is the simple plan in my mind. And let me just go ahead and pull up my trade real quick. I believe it is right here. So yeah, we're in this trade on BingX. Entry $63,756, up 377%. About, whew, oh my God, guys. I thought I just closed that position for a second. Woo-hoo! Oh God, that made me sweat. I mean, it wouldn't have been bad. I would have made $3,800, but didn't want to close it just yet. That scared me when those positions disappear like that. It is not a good feeling. But anyway. That is going to be, I'm holding, this is the long that I'm holding. I just like to show them. It's on BingX. If you guys want to sign up for BingX, link in the description down below. You should get some kind of discount or bonus funds. I'm not sure the exact deal they have going on right now. But that is the long, right? And what was the entry on that? 60, is it 66? Let me see. Bada boom, bada bing. What is it? It is, where did it just go? Here it is. Entry price at, okay, why does it not show me? There we go. Entry price, $63,756. So I'll just go ahead and pull that up real quick. $63,756. Bada boom, bada bing. And this is 738, right? I'm not going to get it perfect there. But this is the position, guys. This is, if you're curious on what made me enter this trade, it was a mixture of things, right? And I like to go over this because if you're out there trying to learn how to trade from these live streams, this is going to be the most useful information. So if you're out there trying to learn how to trade, grab your uncooked spaghetti, dip it in your marinade or your marinara if you're not Italian. Dip your uncooked spaghetti in that marinade and start taking your notes on your uncooked lasagna. If you're not an OG on the channel, or if you're not Italian, you're probably not going to understand that joke. But anyway, basically to get into this position, guys, I just filmed a tutorial video on the strategy, and that strategy is the market cipher, money flow, and green dot, red dot strategy that we talk about on this live stream a lot. I break it down. I show you exactly what I looked at to enter this position because I used Market Cypher's money flow with the green and red dots. In this case, it was green dot on the 4-hour with the 15-minute money flow crossover into the green on the 15-minute. Again, I'm going to break down that strategy for you guys in the video tomorrow, dropping at about 3 p.m., I believe. But if there's actually some other things that I kind of wanted to talk about because, this is a very simple strategy. And again, I talk about this all the time, so I'm not really going to go deep into it right now. But I'm going to talk about the entry strategy that I use, because I showed this on the live stream many times. I talk about this a lot in the premium Discord, because as you know, right, if you're looking to enter a trade based off something like a money flow crossover, so let's just say, for example, it was this money flow crossover. I won't use the actual one just so I don't spoil the whole video. But let's say we were looking to enter a long on this money flow crossover into the green on Market Cypher, right? So you see this money flow crossover. We know this is likely to give us an uptrend within the context of the 15-minute, but where are you going to enter the trade? This is where I use that Lux Algo low time frame entry strategy. And if I pull up Lux Algo here, basically what I use is I use the smart trails, which are simply just dynamic support and resistance that change over time, somewhat similar to moving averages. But oftentimes in very specific scenarios, and I go over this in detail in the video as well, when you have a move to the upside, right, and then you cool off and you come back into a smart trail, in this case, a bullish smart trail or a supportive smart trail, when this smart trail is in confluence with a golden pocket or a 786 Fibonacci level or zone, right, between the golden pocket and the 786, when that smart trail comes within that zone, it makes it a very, very high likelihood entry, right, or a very high probability entry. So again, in that video, I had a grand scheme of what I was looking for to enter the trade, and I had an overall trading plan based off the Market Cypher strategy, but this is what I used to enter. And, you know, I use this a lot. I don't talk about it a lot, but, you know, again, when you have that confluence, oftentimes this means price will come down, tap that golden pocket, 786 or smart trail, and more often than not, when you come down to this level, when there's confluence like this, you will get a bounce to the upside. So if you're already looking for a long here and you didn't get in at the low, and you're kind of late to the party, you're going to wait for a retracement anyway. Where are you going to look for the higher low to come in before the continued uptrend? You're simply going to look for the golden pocket 786, just like we do every day on this channel, whether we're looking for shorts or longs. When we're looking for the continuation of a trend, you're pulling your fib, waiting for the higher low or the lower high to come in on that golden pocket 786. And when you have that smart trail flowing through, this is a very high probability entry, and this is the little trick that I used to actually enter that trade. So keep an eye out for that video, guys. It's going to be a super saucy one. And if you want to sign up for Lux Algo, guys, you can check the link in the description. This is their premium indicators. Obviously, the Frankie Candles Lux Algo Essentials collab is fully free, but this is their premium indicator. So if you guys want to sign up and get a little bit of a discount, hit that description and click on that link. They have all different types of plans. You could do like monthly, weekly. I think they just changed it. I think you could do like monthly, annually. They have a million different subscriptions for everybody, right? So if you want to try it for a little bit, you're not like locked into like a lifetime plan. You don't have to spend like $1,500 or something for a lifetime. You can try it out if you don't like it. I think they do a 30-day money-back guarantee, so check it out. This is a strategy I use all the time. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Keep an eye out for that video, guys. This video took me a long time to record, so please, for the love of God, when you see that pop up, please watch it, smash the like button, push this out to more people, and I'm going to show you how to make money using literally the simplest trading strategy I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here, and that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin, guys, for the most part. So let's see. How long have we been going for here? Okay, so if you guys want to see some of your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat. And Rob the Crypto Stomp will count up the votes and let us know which ones we're looking at. Oh, I see a wild Jason Casper in the chat. What is going on, brother? Shout out to Jason Casper. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much, brother. He says, Frankie, I'm in the same trade. Please pump it for me. Let's go. Shout out to Jason. Hey, Jason. Sing the pump song. If you sing the pump song, I'll scream bing bong. We'll send this thing to the moon together, bro, and we'll get like the mega pump of a lifetime. And now looking back, if we pump tomorrow, I think me and Jason Casper might have been the ones that did that. So Jason, when we get off the live stream, I'm gonna hit you up. You're gonna sing the pump song. I'm gonna scream bing bong and make goat sounds. And then we're gonna make this thing rip to the moon. Shout out to Jason, bro. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you in here, bro. Yeah. Let's go. Let's pump this thing to the moon. What do you think, Jason? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. You think this thing's going? You think we're going to see the highs first, or you think we're going to come down first? I have a sneaking suspicion, dude, that we're going to hunt out that liquidity. But again, I've made the mistake of waiting for that and not seeing it before. So, but anyway, let's continue on here. No, we're going to pump. Let's go. Shout out to Steven Atwell. You heard it here first. We're pumping, baby. So drop those altcoins in the chat, guys. Yo, shout out to Golden dropping those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. Shout out to Golden. I don't like this. I can't hear the sound effects, but shout out to Golden. Thank you for dropping those memberships. And if your name just turned green, please, for the love of God, use that golden emoji. And on this channel, when everybody spams that golden emoji, when it moves fast enough, we like to call it a golden waterfall. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. And that's all we call it, guys. It's a golden waterfall or a golden spam. Shout out to Jason for another super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much. He said, I've been thinking, whoa, my God. The golden waterfall is beginning. He says, I've been thinking we take the highs first. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, man. The only thing that makes me a little suspicious of that not happening is that's like low-key what I want to happen. And sometimes when I pick something that I want to happen, usually I get stepped on. But shout out to Jason. I'm with you, bro. Let's pump this thing to the moon. Or at least 74, 75K. Clear out all those shorts. But anyway, let's continue on here, guys. Yo. Unbelievable. Here come the golden emojis. But let's go ahead. We're going to start off with Ethereum, guys. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know. Yo, Jason said, I know, I feel that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm like constantly rooting against myself. If I'm in a long, I just think like, dump this thing. And then my long plays out. It's a nice feeling. Well, yeah, counter trade the mental, I guess. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Mikey. That's wild, bro. I can't read that one out loud. But anyway, let's continue on. Let's take a look at Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. And let's take a look at what we got going on here. I just realized like a lot of the new people on the channel are probably like, what is he saying? Erythrium? And it's like all the OGs know exactly what we're saying. The bear market gets rough, guys. You gotta make a lot of dad jokes. Anyway, so here we are, right? So for Ethereum, the last key level we were looking at was this high volume node. When looking at the VPVR, you could see that high volume node does peak out right here. Honestly, to be quite honest with you, obviously if Bitcoin rips to go grab that liquidity, we're going to see Ethereum probably follow suit. But if for some reason we get some kind of a random dump here, a flash dump, that high volume node is still there. But for the most part, I will say, like, if we do wind up getting a bigger move down, whether that happens now, next week, next month, this is going to be a big level for me to watch, right? It's at about 3K. $2,946 to be exact. We have a weekly naked point of control sitting there. This is honestly a really nice level in my opinion. Do we have confluence with the fib? Let me come up to a higher time frame. Like this is a pretty saucy level, to be honest. I would have loved. I don't typically trade ETH as often as I trade Bitcoin, but if we got to move down here, I would have loved to move. I would have probably longed ETH if we came down to this level, but we just front ran it. But let me go ahead and see where these fibs are. I'm going to pull from that impulse to the high. Right on the weekly. Yeah, you can't make that up. This is a saucy level. I'm going to mark this out in blue. I don't think it's likely that we come down there soon, but if we do, and even if we don't do it soon, if we do it like a year from now or whenever, like this is going to be a saucy level. That weekly naked point of control is going to be down there, whether we get the move up to this naked point of control or we just dump from here. No matter what, this weekly is going to be there. Now, I will say the golden pocket will move, but let's see. Like even if we came up to this value area high, that would basically put, yeah, I mean, even if we ripped, like we would have to go pretty high. Like even if we ripped up to like 5K on ETH, you'd have pretty good confluence with that 786 and weekly still. So again, I'm not saying we're coming down there right now, but if we do, that is going to be a very, very saucy level to watch. But right now, you do have the confluence with that golden pocket. So this is definitely a key level to the downside, as that high volume node will likely act as support again. Key levels to the upside, obviously, we were looking for over the past few days. When we bounce off this high volume node, our next key level of resistance was sitting up here at this golden pocket value area low confluence, right? From the high to the low, put your golden pocket right on that value area low, giving you a nice little pocket of resistance, which we are currently starting to bounce our head off of, right? But the caveat here is, sure, we got the rejection, but what do we always say about these value area lows, or, more specifically, what do we talk about with these previous value area low or value area lows? These previous value area lows are typically doorways to higher prices, right? So once we do wind up getting above this value area low / golden pocket, first target after that would obviously be the 786 just above at 38.78. But once you get above that, you are going to be looking for a move back up to your POC, flip that POC to support, and you can simply look just above to that 43.95 value area high, right? So simply just using the volume profile for context. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, let's pull up Market Cipher really quickly. Yeah, I mean, money flow on the 4 hour also coming to the upside. VWAP rolling up on the 4 hour as well. Oftentimes, I will say this too, right? Like a lot of these, like even like the 2 hour specifically, the 3 hour, and even the 4 hour, not as much the 4 hour, but the 3 and the 2 hour, and maybe the 1 hour as well. Yeah, these could be setting up, right? If you look at the 2 hour specifically, you know, once that green dot prints, just the way that this momentum wave looks, oftentimes when you see a momentum wave like come down like this and that VWAP comes up like very close to when the momentum wave is crossing that zero line, like just to be very, very clear here, I'm going to turn off the money flow real quick just so I can show you guys exactly what I mean. When you have the momentum wave come down and start to kind of curve back up as you're approaching the zero line, if you have your VWAP about to print a green dot like it is right now, oftentimes what you see happen is not only will you get the green dot and a move up, but you will get a break of the previous high. And a lot of times, this does set you up to be, I mean, we look at this all the time on the live stream. This does set you up to potentially look for bearish divergences as that momentum wave comes back up, right? And this could be an early, you know, once you see that momentum wave start to roll over and make a lower high, it could be looked at as a sign of weakness to potentially look for a short position. But what does this mean in the short term, right? If you're going to get that bear div, you have to do one thing specifically, and you have to take these highs in order for it to be a legitimate divergence. So, you know, with that next green dot on the 2, 3, and 4 hour, maybe the thing that we need to come out and actually interact with this purple box, which would put us or give us an opportunity to flip that value area low and get a move to the 786. And these are the next targets to the upside, right? So if you break up, I would look to the value area low at 37.47, and then the 786 would be another big target at 38.72. And then if things get like really crazy overnight for some reason, or tomorrow morning we pump, you know, that POC at $4,082 is going to be the next major target. And then once you're up there, you can use the volume profile as context into what will happen next. So there you go. Looking very similar to Bitcoin as far as Market Cipher B goes. And one other thing I do want to take a look at is if this is the same. Yeah, if we did come back down, like here's another decent kind of confluence here. Depending on how quickly, if we did come down, again, I kind of have the same sentiment on Ethereum, right? I do think it's more likely to come up and take the highs, but if we did get a move to the downside, this high volume node, although it's already tapped, it will likely act as support again. And look at your Lux Algo Smart Trail coming right up in that saucy level of support. So we come down. You know, if we come back down to that high volume node as the smart trail is flowing through that same level, this would be a very, very confluent level to be looking for a long on, in my opinion, looking at the 4 hour. So there we go. That's basically what we're looking at on Ethereum, to be quite honest with you guys. You know, it's kind of been a boring past day or two, other than that little push to the upside. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Yeah, Leon says, yeah, market seems a little toppy. 70K keeps getting rejected. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. 70K just tapping our head on that level. But yeah, money flow do be pointing up, guys, and the money flow very rarely lies. So it doesn't mean that it won't lie. It has lied recently, but it's very, very. Yo, shout out to I'm My Hero said chat engagement good. Copy and pasting the same thing back to back. Bad. Shout out to you. Shout out to I'm My Hero. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I'm My Hero. Let me know what your dog's name is. The good boy or the good girl that is so prestigiously in your profile picture. I gotta know their name. They look like the best boy or the best girl. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomps that pinned my next comment. You guys know what that means. That means those altcoins have been counted up. Let's replace that pinned comment. And bada boom. There we go. I actually like this poll. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on to our next altcoin, ABT. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Kept getting stopped out of near protocol. Gave me profits. Shout out to Jay-Z. And we're not talking about Hove. Named him after Jack Bauer because he used to be great at escaping. Shout out to I'm My Hero. I love that. I've had a couple dogs that were very good at escaping as well. It's crazy how smart they can be. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at ABT as our first altcoin. Let's go ahead and take a dang look. Let me see. Just checking in on chat real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Let's continue on. Yo, chat's wild sometimes. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so I'll hide this position. I don't really remember when or what that was looking at. Doesn't look like it played out, or I don't know what we were looking for it to present itself. ABT, do we have another chart on this? Come on, Mal. I'm about to delete this low key. Let's see. I guess we'll just keep it on Coinbase. Okay, so what are all these levels? It's like mad golden pockets. I'm going to clear this chart. Let's start nice and fresh for this thing. Now, this price action does look kind of, it doesn't look sketchy. It's just weird, right? It's just like got this like curve to it. I don't know. This is like, it's just got these sharp like, wah, 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 like, I don't know. Why does it look like that? Very interesting. But anyway, let's take a look here. So let's take a look. I'm going to come up to the daily time frame. I'm going to give some high time frame levels on this. Let's go ahead and pull up the daily levels. Bada boom. Actually, let's pull up the monthlies. I'm going to mark this out for you guys. So you got a nice monthly MPOC sitting right here. Got another one down here. I don't expect to visit that anytime soon, but, you know, it's worth it to have it on the chart. Take a look at the weekly. Nothing really local to look at. Daily, this is where you, okay, so here we go. Here are the useful levels for the local price action. So we got the daily here at $1.50 and a half almost. And then you also got this down here at about $1.23, and then you have that monthly naked point of control. And you got another daily right underneath that. This zone of support is going to be pretty intense. Like, and you have this little volume profile from back here. Pull that. POC. Yeah, I mean, this whole zone, right? Like this whole kind of zone between this daily, between $1.23 and $1.06 is going to be a very, very key level of support, right? Or strong, I should say, because you have a lot of naked points of control in there. Now, that comes with a caveat, right? Because the caveat is this is where, like, all the volume is, right? You have all the volume up here, all the volume right here, and basically nothing below, right? So, yeah, that is kind of a gift and a curse. You know, if you zoom in a little bit here to the lower time frames, like, yeah, once you start losing this range, your next level is down here at 57 cents. You lose that, probably coming down to 46, 36, and then even lower, right? And again, remember, when you have these, thought I had an alarm going off. You know, when you have these big moves to the upside, guys, this is oftentimes what causes the fall off in volume, right? High volume node, fall off in volume, high volume node, low volume node. But for the most part, like when you zoom out in hindsight, right? Like, what is this? This entire thing, you know, with the exception of this high volume node, this kind of chunk of volume, for the most part, when you're comparing this and this, like, kind of a huge gap here, right? So just don't be shocked if you wind up getting a move to the downside. Once you lose this range low here at about 86 cents, things could get pretty exciting to the downside, right? You could just start quick drops, right? There's not much holding you up from this range low here, again at 85 cents, all the way down to this high volume node at 56 cents. So keep that in mind. But kind of the good thing here is if we go ahead and we pull this volume profile one more time right here, and we highlight this, right, I would definitely be keeping an eye on this zone as a key level, right? You have your value area high, your POC, and your value area low with the context of these naked points of control in between. Now, what I would generally be looking at, I'm going to delete this just to keep the chart nice and clean. What I would kind of be looking at on this would be, yeah, I would love, right, if you do wind up coming back, and again, this price action does look a little weird. I don't know why. But if you do wind up coming back down to the bottom of your range, this daily naked point of control might be a nice level to look at, right? Let me see if we have any fib confluence here. And you do. Yeah, for sure. This zone right here between, right, you have the daily, you have the value area low, and you have the daily naked point of control, right? Value area low, golden pocket, daily naked point of control. So this would definitely be an area that I would be interested in potentially looking for a long off of. You know, obviously, with the assumption that I would be trading this, right? I don't typically trade this. So, you know, if we come down here and we bounce, I won't be in that trade. But again, right, like 8-hour money flow crossing over into the green. Let's check the 4-hour money flow is crossed over into the green. So, you know, there are local reasons to see a continuation to the upside, but these are definitely the levels I would be looking at, right? Your next key level of resistance is simply going to be this $1.94 value area high And then if I go ahead and I pull my fib here, yeah, not the most beautiful confluence on that golden pocket, to be quite honest with you guys. Not the best confluence here. But this would technically be a zone of resistance with the golden pocket and the value area high. So you come up. I would expect resistance here. If you break above the golden pocket, look for a tap of the 786. But these are the local levels I'd be looking at on ARC block. So there you go. We went high time frames and low time frames. So local scalps, and then the longer term, if you get big moves to the downside, these are very, very important high time frame levels to watch. I don't really anticipate coming down to 21 cents anytime soon, but if this thing did just start nuking, right? Where's all the volumes up here? Most of the other volume is all down here, right? There's not much in this gigantic space, though. So if you break this low, you could see these quick moves down. So there you go. Let's see. Bada boom, let's come back into chat. Shout out to all 881 people concurrently watching the stream right now. Shout out to Golden for the 100 new members, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. The more likes we get on this live stream not only gets you guys more free crypto at the end of the week on our weekly giveaways, but it will also help. It is the easiest and most free way to push the word of the CandleMafia out to the rest of the crypto world and suck all new Mafia members into this channel. And the more people that get to do that, the more profitable traders there will be. And there goes the voice. Okay. All right, guys. Got to wrap up the stream. I can't talk. Anyway, let's see. Bada boom. Shout out to Flat Smack. Flat Smack that like button. He said it, not me. I'm kidding. I put words in his mouth. He didn't say that. I said it. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on to our next. Let's take a look at our next altcoin, which is going to be Link. Let's take a quick look at Chainlink. Bada boom, bada bing. We actually have not looked at Link, or we haven't taken a legitimate look at Link in quite some time, and that might just be because the levels that we have are just simply goated, right? And not because I'm special, just simply because the volume profiles are goated. I should say the volume profiles are goated. So, I think we looked at Link last night, actually, which would be hilarious. I could almost guarantee you if we were looking at Link last night. When did we come up here? This was the 26th. Yeah. So, let's see. Yesterday was the 25th. Let's see. Yeah. So simply put, I don't remember exactly what we were looking at yesterday on Link. I assume we were looking at this volume profile saying, hey, if we continue up here, guys, because during stream on yesterday at about, we were just kind of bing-bonging around right here. Probably we're saying if you get back into this volume profile, flip this to support, you're going to look for a move to the POC, flip that POC to support, look to come to the high, deviate from the high. This is where you want to look for the shorts to get back into the range, go back to the POC, and then go back eventually down to the value area low. These levels are being respected. And just to kind of show you guys just how respected, right? Let's come to the 5 minute. Simply put, all these levels are respected, right? You come up, flip the value area low to support, you begin your move to the POC. You get the rejection off the POC, you flip it to support, as you can see right here, and then you get a move to the value area high, where not only did we deviate and get a rejection back into the range, but you can see right here, you get the ride up, you even interact and pull back a little bit before getting back above it, and then obviously you get sucked back down to the low. So with that being said, the next things I would be looking at on Chainlink are simply going to be this range, right? We may kind of hang out in this range for now. You can see the 4-hour money flow is also crossed over into the green, very similar to a lot of other stuff we've been looking at. So, we could potentially look at this as a sign to continue to the upside. But on that road to more upside, you are likely to interact with these volume profile levels, which will likely continue to act as resistance on the way up. So, coming back down to the low time frames, we just rejected the POC. So once we get above that POC, you can look for the high. Once you break above that high, in my opinion, the next major stop for, Chainlink, we've already tapped this level right here, obviously, but the daily naked point of control at 2231 is going to be kind of that next major zone or next major level that we got to get above and flip to support. Once we flip that naked point of control on the daily to support, in my opinion, it's very likely to get a move to that weekly naked point of control sitting at $26.55 on Chainlink. And remember, this is all, when you zoom out, simply put, right? Let me pull up a clean Chainlink chart. Well, it's going to take too long. But if we get rid of all this stuff, right? Let's get rid of all the garbage, rid of all the local noise and all the local garbage. Just remember that everything is just in the grand scheme of the volume profiles. Because you can break these things down very simple. You come to the previous value area low, hit your head, hit your head, hit your head, flip it to support. You look to go to the POC, which I believe is sitting up here. So we didn't make it to the POC just yet, but we knew, right? Where did we reject? We didn't reject from some random level and then pull that level up. We had this level marked since we were down here. So we knew, although once we got above this value area low, we would look for a move to the POC eventually, we knew this naked daily point of control was likely to give us some kind of turbulence. And once you get above here, you come up, you reject the daily naked point of control, you retest that value area low as support, which was our very, very key level of support. Thank God we didn't lose this. We were talking about this the other day before we dumped down, and we were saying, like, hey, this is the key level of support. We lose this, things could get ugly. But if we hold it, simply put, you remain in your volume profile, and now we are just simply going to be targeting that point of control above. And again, things are messy. Things are confusing. The charts are not going to be long and then instant target hit. It doesn't even matter if you're the best analyst in the world. I think a lot of people out there, especially new people, might be like, well, if you're a really good trader, it should be like that. No. Not necessarily. Sometimes you might get a good trade, and once in a while, you will get a trade that it's like, I think it's going up. And then you get in, and it just yeets right to your target. And you'll have trades that play out like textbook perfectly. But the reason that price doesn't move straight to your level, right, or straight to your target, and it's confusing and moves up and down, it's very hard, it's not necessarily based off how good of an analyst you are, right? It's just the way the market moves. So keep that in mind. So it's not unlikely to see price get above this volume profile, bing bong around, confuse you, come back down to the low before it eventually gets to the first major target, which would be the POC. And then even when you get up to the POC, you're likely to kind of bing bong around. You'd probably get another drop down. Who knows? You could even come back down to the value area low before eventually getting up to the value area high. I wouldn't expect to come all the way down to the value area low, but you guys get the point. It's never a straight line. But when you want to simplify things, zoom out. Simply put, we held that key level of support. As long as we remain above this level, my eyes remain the longer-term target to be the POC and the value area high. Simply put, that's what we're looking at on Chainlink. And I don't want to lose all these levels for good, so I just undid them all. So there we go. Let's see. Bada boom. Let's see. Bada boom. Mama Kirk in the chat. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Let's see. Theta. Let's go ahead and check out Theta, or Theta, as some people like to say it. I just call it Feta. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that cheese, baby. All about the cheese. I'm just kidding. All right. Let's take. Has anybody seen the streamer on Kick, Sketch? He's like going viral right now. Please let me know if you guys know who Sketch is, or am I the only 31-year-old on TikTok? I might be. I don't know. I'm not giving up the kid apps, okay? But anyway, if you guys know who Sketch is, that dude is taking over my brain. I just want to talk like him all the time. It's so hard. He's hilarious. But anyway, let's continue on. Shout out to Golden. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate you, bro. He said, a YouTube like spike is when many people click at the same time. It triggers YouTube's algorithm in a good way and helps the channel. Let's try it, Mafia. Like spike. Okay, shout out to Golden. Let's do this. Golden, we used to do this all the time back in the day. And maybe that was the key to getting a ton of likes. My whole thing was I didn't even think it would spike the algorithm, but I just wanted to see if we could see the number jump, like, in a big way, right? Because I wonder if YouTube batches the likes, right? Like, every 50 likes, it jumps up 50 or whatever. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 3, who knows? But on the count of 3, everybody click the like button at the same time. Ready? I want to see. We're at 376. Let's see if we can get to 450 in a second. 376, and we're going to hit that like button in 3, 2. Hang on, why'd I count like that? In 3, 2. Why am I counting in the weirdest way possible? In 3. 1, 2, 3. Click the like button right now. Let's see what happens. Bada boom. BTC pumping. Let's check it while we're waiting for those likes to come in. 362. Yo, mad people unliked 100%. To like it all at the same time. I expected that to happen. Yo! Okay, it worked. 430 now instantly showed to 456. Yo, that's wild. Shout out to Golden. That's crazy. It just instantly teleported to 456. That is insane. That was kind of lit. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Flat Smack. I would have done the same thing. I would have been like, okay, unlike, I want to like with everybody else. And look at that, 470 in like a split second. That's insane. I wonder if it actually triggers the YouTube algorithm. I bet it does if Golden says it does. That's insane. 480. We're going to get to 500. 3, 2, 1. Smash that like if you haven't already. We'll get to 500. And then boom. If we get 850 likes on tonight's stream, I'll give away $100 in XRP right now. Well, when we get the likes, obviously. Tonight is what I meant. But let's go ahead. Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still kind of meandering around here. Let's go ahead. Shout out to Kristen Y. I won't leak her last name. I know Kristen personally. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what the Y stands for. But shout out to Kristen. Said, Frankie, most genuine, kind person in the space, humble, and doesn't even talk smack about other people. Well done, Frankie. You're doing it all right. Good on you. Shout out to Kristen. I appreciate those kind words. I don't know who I would. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just. I don't know. Shout out to Kristen. I just come up here and do what I want to do. I'm not a dramatic guy. I don't like talking trash. I mean, I don't really have beef. But like, even if I did, I'm not the guy that's gonna like waste time like beefing with people on Twitter. It's just a waste of time. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me cringe. It's not my thing. I don't know. I seem to be the minority, but I don't know. I just like hanging out with Mrs. Candles and the Mafia, and like I do my own thing. It's because I genuinely like doing my own thing. I like nothing. What you guys see on camera is what you get in real life. So shout out to you guys. But anyway, shout out to Kristen. Thank you for the kind words. That goes farther than you probably think it does. So I appreciate you guys saying that stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at our next altcoin, Theta, right? Or Theta, as I like to say. Okay. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. And let's take a look at what we got going on. I'm going to do the same thing here, guys. Whew. Yeah. I mean, we got this nice volume profile. So I'm going to do some things. I'm going to do some charts. I'm going to do charting. So here we are, right? Bing-bonging around within our volume profile. Let me go ahead and come up to some of these higher time frames to see if we have any key levels that we're close to. Take a look for the monthly levels. Nothing. We actually just hit a naked monthly. Let's take a look at the weekly. Probably do have some levels here. Okay, so we got a weekly naked sitting here. Bada boom. Now, if you're sitting here thinking about, like, why is this guy talking about naked things? Don't worry about it, guys. It's just basically a strong level of support or resistance when we talk about naked points of control. I'm not going to talk about exactly what they are because I don't want to waste the time or spend the time, I guess. We got to keep things moving here. But just know that when we talk about naked points of control, they are typically strong levels, right? And then, we have videos on the channel to show you guys exactly how to find them. Yeah, this weekly plus a daily, weekly plus a daily. So I will actually do this plus D. Okay. And I will come here and we'll go weekly plus D. Bada boom. And then we got a weekly up here. So I can go ahead and hide the indicators now. And let's go ahead and take a look here, right? So we are kind of just bing-bonging around within our volume profile here. Next key level to the upside would be this weekly naked point of control, which we created not too long ago. Right, and this does sit right in the middle of a 786 and golden pocket retracement, right, and right on your value area high as well. So this whole zone would be, somewhat strong resistance in my opinion, right, especially with that weekly naked daily with that naked weekly and daily naked point of control right at the same level, right, and then weekly plus daily down here as well. This is going to be a key level to watch on top of that. And let me see if we can find any kind of significant confluence here with our golden pockets. This is a nice zone right here, right? So I don't know if we're going to get a move all the way down here, but if we do, I would be looking for some decent support on this zone. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bing. So there you go. Come into the more local price action here, and let's see if we can get some confluence. Not the most beautiful. Let's go ahead and pull it from this low. Whoops. To the high. And yeah, so this would be somewhat of a strong level to watch. So for me, kind of the same thing as we were looking at on the other stuff. Local areas, right? If you're looking for shorts, I would be looking for shorts as we deviate above this volume profile. And now we know we have the 786 and weekly and daily naked points of control above, adding to the validity of this level of resistance, right? So we come up here, we get some bearish confirmations on these resistance levels. We can look for the short as we deviate above, look for acceptance back into the range, and then at that point, the next likely place for price to go will be the point of control. Once we break down below that, next likely place for price to go will be the value area low. And this would just simply be what I'd be looking for trades, right? If we come back down to the low and we start putting in bullish confirmations on these levels, I would look for the opposite and a return to the value area high. Very simply put, if we break out, next target to the upside would be the weekly naked at $4.08. So there you go. Pull up market cipher real quick. Let's see. 16-hour red dot looking to print. Yeah. So, yeah, I would just look to respect this range. Once you lose this range to the downside, next key level's at $2, right? Where this is a very saucy level, to be quite honest with you, right? We break out. This is not as saucy as a level, in my opinion, as this one, but still a saucy level up here at $4. So if this, potential short, if this, potential long, or this, definitely potential long, in my opinion. So those are the key levels I would look at, but for the most part, looking very similar to Bitcoin as far as market cipher. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, what is going on in chat right now? Yeah, Coca-Cola. I want to be clear here. Coca-Cola in a glass bottle is way better. For some reason, that is true. Also, Mexican Coca-Cola is much better than regular Coca-Cola. I swear that is a real thing. I think it's because they use natural sugars. It's much sweeter, and it's also much less bubbly, which I kind of like. I tried it when I was in Cancun when I was a kid. I'll never forget that. Mexican Coca-Cola is much better than regular American Coca-Cola. And I know this sounds funny that I say this, but it's the truth. The drink, Coca-Cola. Shout out to the ATL. We got the Coca-Cola Museum right here. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. What are my thoughts on Fetchshot AI? Obviously, it has done very, very good. I mean, I'm not going to do the TA, but I will just take a quick look at it. These are some levels we've been keeping our eye on. We have hit that next zone of resistance. We've projected this many times, right? We shot up, rejection, 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 rejection. Once we break above this, next target I'd be looking at is about $3.67. But I think Fetch is good, right? I mean, what's their market cap at right now? I'm not 100% sure, but it's pretty high up in market cap at this point. I think this is one big thing that a lot of people are going to have to learn this cycle is that when you have market caps that are, and I don't know exactly what Fetch.ai's market cap is, but like these big market caps, guys, are not going to give you the 50x, the 100x, right? To catch a 100x in crypto, to catch a 50x, you got to look at the much smaller market cap coins, right? You got to catch these things as they come out of the gate. I just made a video on Pepe, and we were trying to talk about what's the likelihood? The question is, are you too late to buy Pepe? And you're gonna have to wait to watch the video to find out. But the answer is different than a lot of people probably think. And when you have a market cap that's up there, like, are you too late to buy altcoins? Are you too late to buy Bitcoin? It's a loaded question, right? Because what is your goal? Do you have $1,000 to invest? You are too late to Bitcoin, in my opinion. If you want to invest $1,000 and your goal is to make multiples on that money, Bitcoin's not the investment for you, right? Like, you don't have enough to invest in Bitcoin, in my own personal opinion. The market cap, even if this thing 5X's, right, it's only $1,000. So if you want to, like, get massive gains in crypto, you got to hunt out, and this is kind of why I am a trader, right? Because you either have to hunt out these low caps or meme coins, right, which is very, very risky. Both meme coins and low caps are risky, but you got to risk it for the 100X's, obviously. But this is why I love trading, and especially leverage trading, because although we do catch these low cap alts, right? We've talked about them in the premium Discord. We look at all the coins on this live stream, etc. I obviously 98% of my capital is invested in long-term crypto holdings. Small caps and meme coins are part of that investment portfolio. However, this is why I love trading so much. I was talking to Tony about this earlier today. When you learn how to trade, and especially leverage trade, you don't need, right? Let me just pull up my current trade right now, right? This is a pretty small trade in the grand scheme of things for me, right? But let me go ahead and move this up, right? This is almost 400%, right? I didn't need, right? Like, it's funny. I feel bad for, like, I don't feel bad, but like, because there's, people are into that. I'm like, the amount of research, right, that you have to do to try to find a coin that's just going to 4x, especially if you're looking for that 4x to occur in a couple of days or 1 day or 2 days or a week or whatever. You know, you got to do all this research to find those low cap gems, right? You got to do the research on the technology. You got to make sure the team is legit. You got to check out their socials, look at the community. What are the tokenomics? All this stuff for a potential 5x. When you can learn how to leverage trade, and I literally entered this as a risky position on Friday, hanging out with the mods, and we're up 400%, right? I didn't have to go find the next hidden gem, right? The hidden gem is right in front of us, right? You could catch a 4x, a 5x on this, 3x, 4x, 2x, 5x, 3x, 2x. 10x, 5x, right? Like when you learn how to trade and you truly understand these charts and you're using leverage as you're supposed to use it, not as a gambling outlet, but you actually understand how to use it. Simply put, guys, like you're going to catch the 3x's, the 4x's. Like I can't count on my hands how many 4, 5, 10x's we've caught, right? Leverage trading just Bitcoin, right? We're not even trading altcoins. It's Bitcoin. And I've got many, many, many X's on my money by just trading the chart. I don't care what the technology is in this specific case, right? When I long-term invest, I do. But when I'm trading, I don't care what the tech is. I don't care what the team is. All I need to know is show me the chart. Is this thing going up or down? And I think that's what a lot of people really care about in crypto. Obviously, I love the tech. I'm here for the decentralized aspect of crypto. It's a revolutionary financial technology. It will change the world. I genuinely believe that. I am here for the communities. I'm here for the tech. I don't want to act like I'm only here to make money. But let's not lie to ourselves, right? If you are investing in crypto, especially if you're hunting for a 100x, a 50x, a 5x, a 10x, you know, chances are you're in this to make money as well, right? So when you're really focusing on making the money, like, and you want to make profit in the market, when you can just look at the chart and not care about all these other factors, this is why I love trading, right? Like it's just the fact of the matter, right? And it's a beautiful thing. It's like sometimes like I hear these people like, I don't know, this tech is really good, but I'm only up like 30%, and I'm like, dude, you should just trade. Like you should just trade. We should mark out like how much percent we make over like days or weeks or whatever. Do the math and come up with like, hey guys, we got a 20x today on our trades, but we didn't have to find that low cap gem. Oh wait, but we also did find the low cap gems as well, but those were just making money in the background. So I want you guys to start thinking about that, right? Like, are you like? I think everyone's here to make money, but you know, think about that to yourself, right? Like, are you hunting like? And here's the thing, right? Instead of gambling, right, or not gambling, but instead of like trying to find that one lottery ticket, keyword lottery, that one lottery ticket that's going to give you that 50 to 100x. What if you can just put some time in, learn how to trade, learn the TA, get good at it, manage your risk correctly, and then you get 4x on this money, right? 5x on your next trade, 3x on your next trade. Oh, you lost a little bit on one trade, but then you got a 5x, right? Over time, you're going to wind up multiplying your money just as much, except you're not gambling on these lottery tickets, right? And you might say, Frankie, leverage trading is gambling. Stick around and subscribe to the channel. We'll show you why that's not true. But anyway, you could totally gamble on leverage, obviously. But the way we use it here is not to gamble, right? We manage the risk, and we talk about exactly how we do it as well. So anyway, that's a little bit of a rant there, but it's true, right? Like, all I need is a 1% move in the market to multiple X my money, right? So why am I gonna stress out about my low cap meme coins that I keep getting rugged on when I can just simply anticipate the moves in the market. Anyway, so there we go. So for Fetch.ai, the market cap's getting up there. So, are you going to get 100x? Again, I don't know the exact market cap, but I'm sure it's probably at that point where 100x is very unlikely at this point, or at least in this cycle. So that's my thoughts there. But there we go. I know I kind of went off on a tangent there. But let's go ahead and check out CRV. Let's go ahead and check it. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. So let's check out CRV. I'm going to do the same thing. And actually, what I'm going to start off with, I want to see where that Lux Algo Smart Trail on the daily is. Okay. So, interesting. Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to find these levels. 786 right on that bearish smart trail. This could be a big level. Let me see if we have any MPOCs. Okay. We do have a naked point of control on the daily right here. I'll mark that out. Shout out to anybody in Curve. And I want to be clear, guys. Like, obviously, I have long-term investments. I believe in the technology, and I do the research for the technology, right? The reason I talk about this is because I go through the struggle of doing all the research, right? Making all the videos. Tony D helps me with a lot of the research as well. You know, like I have my long-term projects, right? I have reasons why I like certain stuff and why I hold it. But again, like it's kind of like a decision that at one point I had to make, right? Because I did find myself a lot of the time, you know, looking at the chart and like not even just in crypto, but also with like stocks. It's like I was always more gravitated towards like, if I just learn how to read the chart, you don't have to pay attention to much of that other stuff. Now, obviously, within context of your plan, right? Like if you're looking to trade this thing and hold it for a year, you're going to want to make sure it's not a scam. You're going to want to make sure that this isn't going to be a short-term pump. You might want to make sure there's good technology, a good team, a good backing, etc. But, you know, it's funny. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to leave that there. I think I already spent too much time on this. But anyway, daily naked point of control sitting up here at about 86 cents could be a nice level to be looking at. You also have one down here. Whoops. You also have one right down here. Come on. Sitting right here at 66 cents, give or take, almost 67 cents. And then you got another one sitting down here at 63 cents. Let's take a look at the weeklies. Okay. Take this. This is a weekly. And you actually have this beautiful weekly right on your 786 sitting right there. So these are the key levels I would look at. You'd have this weekly naked point of control. This could be, let's see. Let me pull this volume profile. Interesting. That weekly naked point of control, this could be a pretty, it's kind of hard to say, right? It's probably kind of like this whole zone. Strong level of resistance here, right? We get back into this range. I would be careful of a rejection off this purple box, right? We're going to take a look at Market Cipher, see what it says. VWAP coming down on your 30-minute. Let's check that 8-hour red dot printing. Right, so this 30-minute money flow crossover, if we get it on that next red dot, may be able to give us a little bit more of a move to the downside, potentially targeting this daily naked point of control right here at about 67 cents. So I would probably look at this as a key level of support. Right now, I'm not saying I'm not going to short this thing right now, but with the way that 8-hour red dot is printing with the money flow on the 30-minute coming out, if you did happen to push up into this purple box, right, and you start getting bearish confirmations, even if you deviate above the value area high and you get bearish confirmations, I would definitely be looking for, you know, if you're lucky enough to get a push up to the top of this range or even up to this purple box, I would definitely be looking for a value area trade, meaning looking for shorts at the highs to target the value area low. So if we come up to the high, I would be looking for a short, right? Why would I not? I mean, sure, could you long this back to the high? Sure, I wouldn't be as interested in that. But if we come up into this zone and I could find an entry into a short, I'm not going to, right? Because I just have too many trades open at any time. But the reason I say, right, look for a potential short here is because we know now contextually, right, this is a support level. So we wouldn't short here. We would wait to come into resistance, right, which would be the weekly naked point of control, the 786, the POC, and the value area high. You're in this unique situation where you have all these levels all slammed up at the high of the profile. So with that being said, the red dot on the 8-hour with this 30-minute money flow coming out, on top of the fact that this VWAP is potentially going to give us a red dot soon, which increases the chances of this money flow crossing into the red at the same time as this 8-hour red dot is printing, right? You still have an hour left to confirm that red dot. So you have an hour on the 30-minute, in my viewpoint, to get a push into this resistance zone, look for a short, and then simply what I would do with this is I would look to take this range trade, right, as a short from the high, back down to the low. I would lock in TP1 here, right? And you might be saying to yourself, well, Frankie, isn't TP1 usually the POC? Absolutely. But where's your POC right now? Your POC slammed up against your value area high. So you're not going to be able to TP1 after you get this tiny little drop to the downside. You need a little bit more room to let the money come in. So I would TP1 at the value area low, slam my take profit to break even, right? And then I would next target this much bigger target down here, which is the daily naked point of control. Obviously, I would front run the level slightly in case we don't actually tap it. But then my next target would be all the way down here. Now, you could have targets, in between, right? Because you do have other levels in between where we are here and that next target. But the end goal for that trade, if we break down below that value area low, could wind up being this daily naked point of control, because that 8-hour red dot confirms and that 30-minute money flow crossover into the red does give us a big move down. It could potentially, give us a quick drop down to that level. So, just some quick insight. That's how I would handle that trade. Again, I'm not going to take it, but just to give you guys some insight into how I think when I'm trading. That's how I like it. It's very difficult, right? It is. Yo, chat is wild right now. But anyway, this is what I think about when I'm trading, right? Like, that's kind of a live look into what I think about when I'm trading. I'm sitting here and I'm saying, hey, 8-hour red dot is going to print, right? It looks like, or 8-hour red dot is printing, right? Typically, an 8-hour red dot could give us a significant move down, right? If that 30-minute money flow is crossing into the red, that gives me added confluence, and the red dot even extra confluence, and now I'm just using this local range to say, hey, are we at a value area high? Is it a safe time to look for a short? And, at this time, in my opinion, not really, right? I would rather wait to come up into these higher levels, and the volume profile is able to give me that context, right? Because, if we were looking at price, right, and we were looking at that same thing, right, I wouldn't necessarily be looking for a short here. Why? You might be thinking, well, money flow crossing over into the red, so why wouldn't you be looking to short if that 8-hour red dot is printing? Well, simply put, look at your VWAP. Your VWAP is about to print a green dot on the 30-minute. What do we know about the green dots? They give you an ebb to the upside or a flow to the downside, right? Or vice versa. Once you get that green dot on the 30-minute, what would we be expecting in this scenario? This is key, guys. If you want to learn how to trade, this is the extra sauce. What would you be thinking here? Would you be thinking, oh my God, long it? We're going back to all-time highs? Well, I wouldn't think that. Why? Simply put, look at your money flow in the 30-minute, right? This is in the context of the 30-minute. Money flow is coming out, indicating that the trend is likely to continue down. But this green dot indicates a short-term push to the upside is likely. So I would not short at this moment, right? For very specific reasons. Not because I don't feel like it's going to go up or I don't feel like it's going to go down, whatever situation you're in. It's for very specific things. Money flow says we're going to continue down, but why am I not FOMOing short here? It's because that green dot is likely to push you up. And then if we get back into this value area, we could potentially even look for a move up to this purple box, which would be a much higher probability trade. If we nuke from here, no problem. I missed the move. I don't care. It was low probability anyway. It's like playing the lottery, right? I don't play the lottery because the probability is low. Can you win a scratch-off once in a while? Yes. But over time, right, you're going to spend more on scratch-offs than you're going to win from them, right? This is how 99% of people who play the lottery wind up. So for that reason, I'm not FOMOing in here. I know we're deviating below the low. Green dot about to print on the 30-minute. So what would I expect here? Simply put, a lackluster bounce to the upside to put in a lower high to continue the downtrend, pointed out by the money flow. That's why we're looking for the downtrend. I try to be as clear as possible when I speak. So for that reason, I would sit out of that trade. And where would that lower high likely come in? Well, it would likely come into that golden pocket 786 retracement level. And we just have the added, in this specific case, you have the added benefit of understanding that your POC and your value area high and this weekly naked point of control are just giving this box of resistance extra sauce. So obviously, we know in hindsight, this did bounce to the upside because it was very likely. But simply put, that's what runs through my mind when I'm trading, guys. So take that for what it's worth. And what's happening now? We're not FOMO shorting. We're pushing up, right? Why is that happening? Well, probably because we're likely to go for that 786 retracement. So there you go. Hopefully, that makes some sense to some people. Let's see. Shout out to Zach. What is going on, Zach? Good to see you, bro. He said, yo, CandleMafia, better late than never. Fire to the sauce, Frankie. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Bada boom. Yo, shout out to Jiren. Yo, shout out to you, bro. He says, I can't go eat breakfast because there's too much sauce being dispensed right now. Please, for the love of God, guys, if you want to become a profitable trader, now, that one little spiel I gave you is not going to get you there. But I'll just, if sometimes I have opinions on what people should pay attention to. I highly recommend, in my opinion, if you are serious about becoming a profitable trader and making money, trading Bitcoin every day and making consistent income doing it, rewatch that segment as many times as you need. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Dave Digital said Dutchie working with him at his roofing company. Shout out to Dave Digital. Yo, I don't know what's going on. Tony said I selected. Who the heck is Tony D? Oh, God. Wait, hang on one second. Smash the like button if you love Tony D. You got me. I must smash now. I will smash regardless. And who the heck is Tony D? I can't vote on this poll, unfortunately, but I don't know. Oh, I can. Yeah, I do not know. Oh, no, I can't vote. But I do not know who Tony D is. Who is this Tony guy you guys are talking about? I don't know. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. That is our last altcoin. Let's just do a quick little check-in on Bitcoin, see where we're sitting at right now. Actually, you know what? I will take a quick look at Solana. Real quick. Yeah, so Bitcoin just kind of bing-bonging around here. Obviously, you know, I forgot to mention this, or maybe I didn't. I doubt I did. I doubt I forgot. But just for anybody who's kind of just tuning in, like we do have this nice kind of area of consolidation now, so we can potentially look at this as a sideways range. So you can just pull your volume profile to give yourself context into the price action there. But real quick, let me take a quick look at Solana. Yeah, again, a little bit of a retracement to the upside. VWAP coming down on that 30-minute as well. So once that crosses over, might be able to get a move to the downside. But I'll be honest with you guys, I'm kind of just it's weird. I'm selfishly looking at Solana right now for my own trade, but I didn't want to do it off camera because I figure if I'm going to look at this thing and do TA, I might as well share it with the Mafia, right? So it's like kind of a selfish move because I'm looking at it for my trade, but a selfless move because I chose to extend the stream to show you guys the TA. So it's kind of like break even there. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on here. Let me go ahead and pull, I guess that's the Solana chart that we're looking at here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this purple box in that golden pocket. I'm going to get rid of this purple box can remain the same. But I'm actually just going to get rid of this because it's not resistance anymore. This is potentially resistance if we come back up to it. But, I mean, as of right now on Solana, guys, there's two major things I'm looking at, right? Number one is this range, right? Simply put, between 201 and $132, right? This is the value area. POC sitting right at 140 bucks, right? So 132.86 is the value area low, 140.23 is your POC, and then 201.55 is your value area high. So that is the kind of bigger, more macro volume profile I'm looking at. And then I would also break this down, and I would probably be pulling a range as well on this price action right here, right? Giving you more of a local range. So, you know, if I were scalping Solana, which I technically am right now, which actually I guess it's more of like a day trade at this point. But now you have confluence, or not confluence, but context, right? You came up to your value area high. You put in a little 2-hour bear div. This was part of the reason why I decided to hold my short on Solana. And then we came down to the POC, and now we're getting a bounce off the POC. If we get stuck underneath this value area high, we may be able to get a move back down to the bottom of the range. If not, we will come back up. Our next level of resistance above is sitting at the macro value area high at 201.55. And I will get stopped out of my short. No big deal. But those are kind of the levels that I'm looking at, right? And if we pull our fib from this high all the way down to the low, you can see there's a golden pocket, 786 here. We've tested the golden pocket a bunch of times, but we have not tested that 786. So maybe we come back up. If we do come back up, key resistance, in my opinion, on Solana would be this value area high 786 level sitting right here between basically 200 bucks, right? So we come back up there, bada boom. Could be potentially looking for shorts, especially if we deviate. You could look for shorts up here to get accepted back into the range, come back to the POC, back to the low, and then if you break that range, you could delete that range and simply zoom out to your more macro profile where you will then realize, well, hey, we didn't just, you know, we faked out this. Now we can go to the macro POC, which is down here, and the macro value area low, which is at $132. Not necessarily, I want to be clear, my short position is not anticipating a move down to $130, right? For the most part, this was a very small scalp that I probably should have closed right down here, right? But hashtag recording videos. distracted. Anyway, but yeah, there you go. So, you know, I don't want anyone thinking like, oh my God, Frankie's shorting Solana, short this thing down to nothing. That is not the case. I'm not looking to hold this for very long. If we come back down to this POC, I would consider that lucky. If we break that POC down and come to the local value area low at 173, that would be considered lucky in my opinion as well, in which case I would probably close the entire trade. So there you go, guys. With all that being said, there's a little bit of TA on Solana, and I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate Dave Digital said, is Tony D a line dance? Stay tuned for the Frankie fake out if you want to see Frankie Candles do the Tony D line dance. But anyway, guys, with all that being said, shout out to the CandleMafia. Thank you all for tuning in and sticking around till the end of the stream. Smash that like button on your way out. Did we get 850 likes? Oh, baby, we got almost 600. 850 on our next live stream. I will give away $100 in XRP on that day. Next stream that we get 850 on, I'm giving away $100 in XRP. So with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. Pray for Bitcoin. Are we going to see those all-time highs? I do think that liquidity sitting up there sucking price up like a magnet may be likely to give us that move up before we see a move down. But as you guys know, we got a plan, no matter what price does, to make money, whether price goes up or down. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to Dave Digital, shout out to B-Rad Crypto, shout out to Crypto Crabman, Mark Dutch, Oscar, Crypto Billy, 3 is company. Shout out to you, Emax, Captain Kirk, Tony D, Captain Kirk, Crypto Crabman, Mark Dutch. These are all the same people. I'm just reading up the chat. Shout out to Wayne C. And last but not least, of course not least, Dave Digital and Zach. That's Z-A-K. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
No, that wasn't live. That you guys did not. You guys did not see that. Please, for the love of God, when I look at this preview, please tell me they did not see me line dancing. Oh, God. Well, Mafia, that might be the last live stream I ever do out of embarrassment. You know, I throw these headphones on. I hear the music playing. It just makes me want to do the Tony D line dance. I don't know if I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I might be too embarrassed to show my face on the internet. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's see if Bitcoin can get to those all-time highs. And if not, pray for our portfolios. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, man, we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go.
Don't forget, Billy Goat Tales tonight at 9 on X. Go check him out. That's really all I got this time. Smell Mrs. Candle's cooking something good. Hasta pasta, Mafia. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal